So as we're going through the training this morning, please interrupt me with any questions. You can unmute yourself or you can ask in the chat box. And as I'm going through, I'll also stop every once in a while to ask questions. But this training's for you, so please let me know if I need to clarify anything or show anything again. So to get started, I'm going to go to opportunities because that's where all of my transactions and all my business live. So I'm going to come over here to the icon of the two hands shaking, and I'm going to click on that. And then for me personally, I like to come up here to my all opportunities, and this shows a list of all my active opportunities that I have. So here is my opportunity that I created for this training this morning. So 5678 Oak Avenue. Once I go under contract, I'm going to come over here to documents. So this is a listing that I've set up. So initially, I've gone ahead and I've added my listing agreement here. This is just from another transaction that I recently had. And when you have a listing, you want to submit this listing agreement to Lynn and Alita as soon as possible. So within 3 days of going binding. So you would click on the Submit to MC button. Now, let's say I received a bunch of offers, I've gone through them, and my clients have selected the specific offer they want to go under contract with. Then I'll come over here to the Under Contract folder, and I'll upload my purchase and sale agreement that I've done here. And then I would upload all the other documents that are pertaining to that contract. So there's a bunch of different options here, and these are going to be the most commonly used documents with a transaction, but this is not limited to all the documents. So you may have a bunch of other ones that are not listed here. And if that's the case, you can always come over here and click Add Item, and you can manually add your document that is not in this list here. So I've gone under contract. I'm going to click Submit to MC, and that's going to send this document to Lynn and Alita for compliance review. So they'll be able to go through my contract, all my amendments, exhibits, and make sure everything is compliant. Now, to let the MCA office know that I have gone under contract, I need to come over here to the Offers and Commissions tab. In the past, we used to use green sheets, and so you may hear a lot of people still refer, oh, I need to submit a green sheet, but now we use the Offers and Commissions tab, so everything is done 100% in Command. So I'm going to click on Offers and Commissions. And there's nothing here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to create an offer. So up here in the top right hand corner, it says Add New Offer. Great question. For the exclusive listing agreement, does that need to be submitted prior to going under contract? Yes. So if you have a listing, you want to submit that listing agreement within 3 days of it being signed for Lynn and Alita to review. Then you would resubmit once you've gone under contract. So in the Offers and Commissions tab, I'm going to click Add New Offer. So I'll just click here. And now I'm just going to give this a name. Now today, I have already been, we've already selected all the offers, but you could also use this tool to review offers with your client. And I'll show you how to do that as well. And I go through more of that in depth in the opportunities training. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to name this binding offer. And I like to give everything a date. It's just a personal preference. So create offer. And now I'm going to go through step by step and fill in all the information for my offer. So version name, offer date. So it's just going to default to today's date. Close date. I'm going to update this and let's just say we're going to close August 6th. Click next to parties. Now it's going to pull in my client's information here as the seller since this is a listing, but I do need to fill in at least the name and all the information that has a red asterisk. So for the buyer, I'm going to name him John Doe. I don't need his information here, but I can put it if I have it. I'm not really worried about it. It is my personal opinion that I'm never going to ever directly email the client on the opposite side of the transaction. I will always go directly to that agent. That's a personal preference. This client has been pre-qualified. and their agent's name. And this will be, let's do Sally McAgent. There we go. Perfect. And again, I don't need to put her email or phone number in here. I can if I want to. And that's all I need. So pretty simple. Next, I'm going to click on terms. And then up here, we're going to fill out the actual financial portion of the offer. So you'll see here we have cash, finance amount, and sales price. This is what's going to let the system know how much how much of the purchase price they will be financing. And this is going to come directly from your financing exhibit. So if we are under contract for $415,000, and they're going to put $100,000 down. So let's see, we'll put $100,000 down, and then I can type in, we're going to finance 315, and that'll automatically add up the sales price of 415. So you can go through here and you can change this any which way that you want, and it automatically calculates for you. For earnest money, we have the percentage and earnest money amount. So let's say they're like, oh, we're going to do 1% in earnest money. I can type in 1, and it's going to auto calculate what that amount of earnest money is. Let's say they're trying to be really competitive and they're like, we're going to put $10,000 in earnest money. The system will then automatically calculate what that percentage is. So you don't have to worry about doing that. Just type in the amount there. The next information is going to be option fee. We don't really do a lot of options here. I know a lot of closing attorneys have talked about how they've become more popular in the last couple months to help be a little bit more competitive and help protect some of those buyers agents. If you decide to use an option, I would recommend talking with Lynn and Alita first. But if you do, you'd put in that option fee here, what they're going to pay. Below that, we have termination option, and this is the buyer will give notice of termination within blank days after contract. In the state of Georgia, we call this our due diligence period. So whatever is agreed upon from the purchase and sale agreement, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put 10. The next is seller costs. Seller will contribute blank dollars to a residential service contract. So if you were going to, if you're asking for the seller to buy a home warranty, you can put in that amount here. And then the seller will contribute blank amount to settlement costs. So let's say they agreed to pay $5,000 in closing costs. I would just add that there. Now I'm going to go to agent analysis. Now here is where I can give my opinions. This is not required. However, if you wanted to use the offers tab as an ability to actually go through and review and compare multiple offers, then this is where you'd want to put in some quick notes. Let's just do 20% down, strong financing, I don't know, cons, 10 days of due diligence. And in summary, I think this is a good offer. I don't know, just really quick, your thoughts and opinion on that offer there. So great question again. So do you typically add all offers to command or just the winning offer? So that is really going to become personal preference and how you want to review and compare offers with your client. The system is set up so that way you can put in multiple offers and you can compare them side by side. I personally use my little Excel spreadsheet that I created to help compare offers. And then I just come in here and I put in my winning offer. It just makes it a little bit more simple, but you can take full advantage of the system and put all of them in here to compare. It's whatever you decide works best for you and what your clients are going to appreciate the best. Then there's some client, like I've had clients like, I do not want to see Excel. I don't know how to use it. And then others that are like, I just need to see straight numbers. So it all depends on what your clients want. So once I put in my analysis here, I'm going to click save. Now it's going to show my offer here. It gives me the ability to accept or reject. Now, since today I'm just putting in my winning binding offer, I'm going to accept it. But let's say I were going to go through and I was going to put in all 5 of the multiple offers that I received. I could go through, and once we talked, my clients and I talked it out, I could click reject, 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 and accept to the single one. But today I'm just going to click accept. So accept here. Also, before you click accept, if you come over here to the 3 dots, you do have the ability to add negotiations. So let's say you get this offer and you compare them all, and then you start going to negotiating back and forth. You can add those negotiations. You can edit the offer. You can add additional analysis, and you have the ability to send offer. So that's if you had, well, I'll just show you really quickly. So if you wanted to send this to your client, you can send them an email. It's going to load their email from the contact. Subject, you have a new offer, send a copy to me, and it's going to send them a quick little email that says all the information. So I'll give it a second. Perfect. It just came into my email, so I'll show you what it looks like. Wrong one. There we go. See here, from me, you have a new offer. Now I could have changed that. And this is what the offer comparison looks like. Offer price, cash, earnest money, close date financing, option 10 days. And then there's my thoughts. So, I mean, it's pretty cool tool. So definitely check it out. I think it's worthwhile using. It's something that I'll start adding more of. I've just traditionally been a very Excel heavy person. So I'm going to come back over here to command. And then the last option, if you wanted to, is to remove offer. So if you just wanted to clean it up so you didn't have a lot of offers in here, you can do that. So I'm going to click accept. Now you'll notice that as soon as I click accept, these 2 buttons here change to change response and manage commissions. Now what I have to do is I need to come into manage commissions, and this is what I'm going to fill in for the MCA office. So I'll click manage commission. And again, just like before, I'm going to go through, I'm going to fill in all the required information. So I'll start here with general information. So I'll just click edit general information. It's going to pull in all that information that I had put in when I was adding that offer. But for the contract date, for whatever reason, doesn't pull over. So I'm just going to add the contract date of today, which is 7/8. Double check everything else. Save changes. If your commission was changing here, you could, let's say it's only $10,000. Let's say we agreed to a flat 10,000. It would automatically update that commission right there. Click save changes. We'll come down to payment. If you're going to add another agent or a co-broker, you could click here to add another agent. So that way you could split that commission if you're on a team or a group, or if you need to add a referral, you could add the co-broker payment here. That I'm not sure about for productivity coaching. If you click add another agent, I can show you in a second what I believe all you have to do, because the MCA office should have all of the names of the agents in productivity coaching. But I'll show you in just a moment where we can add a note so they can double check that commission versus their list of productivity agents. So I'm going to come over here to edit agent payment, just to double check all the information. I'm going to update here. So agent gross commission. So for today's example, I'm just going to update this to 10,000. Come down here, just double check. We have our 6% to KWRI, 30% to KW First Atlanta. We don't have to do anything. KW Cares. So if you want to donate to KW Cares, KW Kids Can, or Bold Scholarship, you can do that here. I personally like to do $5 to KW Cares on every transaction. When I first joined First Atlanta, the way Becca explained it to me, she was like, we have 500 agents in this office. Imagine if everyone submitted $5 for every transaction. And then there's going to come a day when one of us needs it, or one of our fellow agents in the Southeast needs it. And we'll just have all this money that we'll be able to donate to help them in whatever situation. So I always like to do $5 there. I do not know if KW matches the amount. That would be a question for Terry. Now KWRI may match it, but I don't know about First Atlanta. And if you have any other payment options down here, you can add an item, bonus, concession, deduction, anything like that. So like, let's say if you were going to pay out of your commission the home warranty, you could put, home warranty amount 5. Let's do 525. Ah. Oh goodness. All right, address. We'll do 5678. Here we go. I'm obviously just making it up. All right, and then add. Pay to, let's do 210 home warranty. All right, so pretty simple, and then click Save Changes. And now it's going to update all this information here. So here's my gross commission of 10,000 after I paid off my home warranty, as well as my $5 donation to KW Cares. My net to me before KW First Atlanta, KWRI, FMLS fees is going to be 9470. Any questions so far on filling in this information? One thing I really like about the way that Command has this set up is that it just goes step by step by step. So as long as you just start at the top of any page on Command and work your way down, it will just guide you along exactly the information that you need. So once I've gone through here, double checked all the payment information, added any additional deductions or whatnot, I'm going to come up here to the top right-hand corner, and it's going to give me a quick summary. And I just want to make sure that all this information is correct. Now, I do want to point out here that my associate royalty and my company commission are both 0 because I have capped. But that would show you what that 6% to KWRI and the 30% to First Atlanta, what that would be here if you had not yet capped. So the other fee is the FMLS fee, which is the 0.0012%. That is not calculated here. The MCA office will add that to your disbursement authorization, and they'll show that deduction there, but it does not come out here. But that is a great segue because we're going to talk through FMLS in just a moment. So I'm going to double check all these numbers over here, which should be the same as the left-hand side. Below here, we have a note. I would recommend that if you are in productivity coaching to click here and click Add Note. And I would write in productivity coaching with Denise Mello Boyd. Also, if you have any other notes, so I like to add a note if it's going to be, if on the transaction that I'm going to cap on, usually it's not going to be the full part of just trying to be like half of that commission that I'll cap or whatever small amount. I like to put a note in there for the MCA office. I will be capping on this transaction. Now they keep track of all that, but I also keep track of it myself. And that way, Kyle and Becca, when they're going through, will see this, and if there is an error, they'll know to reach out to me and say, "Oh, hey Nick, you actually, have one more transaction before you cap, or something else," and they'll let me know if there's anything I need to make changes to. So I'm going to click Save Changes here. I can always come back and edit or remove that note. So here you'll notice it says missing information listing. So it won't let you submit, it'll give you an error. The way to fix that error, which I'm glad it happened today, is over here in the details tab. So before you submit a commission, and I'm sorry, this is kind of out of order, come over here to where it says property, and you're going to want to type in that address for your listing. So we'll do 5678 Oak Street, then click save. So it loads in that address there. I'll come back to my offers and commissions, manage commission. All that information is still there the way that I added it. Now I've gotten rid of that little error message, and now I click submit. This is what lets the MCA office know that you have a binding contract and that they need to be on the lookout for earnest money. If you do not submit the commissions tab, Lynn, Alita, and the MCA office will not know that they need to look out for earnest money or not. So please be sure that once you go under contract, you click submit on your documents for review, immediately come in here, fill out your commissions tab, and then click submit here. Once you've completed everything in command, there's one last step that you have to do, and that is the notice of contract. This is outside of command because for whatever reason, the MCA office, we don't have the ability to go in and customize the required information in the commissions tab. And there is some other information that the MCA office does need to properly process your commissions and make sure that everybody's paid correctly and FMLS gets all their information. So once you've submitted your documents for review, you've submitted your commissions tab, your next step is to go to kwfa.info. So I already have it open here in this tab. So this is our information hub you can go to. It's going to be updated every single day with what's going on in the market center, with training, contact lists, everything else. What you'll need to do is come over here to quick links, and there's the notice of contract. So you'll click on this, and this is going to open up a DocuSign Power Form. And this is what's going to give the MCA office the additional information that they need to properly go through and process your commission. So question, does it matter if our clients use a check or earnest to submit the earnest money? Should we include a note if they're submitting payment via the earnest app? It doesn't matter if they use a check or a mobile. I believe that we are transitioning away from earnest into deposit link, but double check with the MCA office. I still think they would accept earnest, but it doesn't matter. But you could add that in the note, letting them know client submitted earnest money through earnest or check deposited or dropped off on X date. You could add that in the note as well. But if just by submitting that commissions tab and having the property address included, when the MCA office receives that earnest amount or the deposit link, they'll be able to cross-reference the address and double check, okay, perfect, this is for Michael's listing and this is the client, blah, 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 and make it good to go. As a listing agent, can we request that the buyer submit earnest money via deposit link? It depends. I mean, if Keller Williams First Atlanta is going to be the holder of the earnest money, and that is negotiated in the purchase and sale agreement, then I guess you could. But it really depends on how whoever is going to be the holder of that earnest money and whatever works best for them. But as the listing agent, you're likely not going to be the holder of the earnest money. But you still want to request proof of that the earnest money has been deposited or submitted within whatever the agreed amount time is on that purchase and sale agreement. So for this power form, I'm just going to fill in all the information and it's going to send it directly to the MCA office. So I'm just going to fill in my name here. So Nicholas Kaur, my email. I don't need to edit any of this information, office notification. Now I'll click on begin signing. And this is going to open up the DocuSign Power Form. And the nice thing about Power Forms is that it allows you to edit and do everything outside of the actual DocuSign environment. And it will still submit this directly to the MCA office. So I'll click, got it here. Click continue. Plug in my computer. And now, just like with everything, we'll start at the top and work our way down, filling in all the information. So to start typing in the address of 5678 Oak Street, was that Roswell. Binding date is today. Type, this is residential. Here it's very important. We have to add in the FMLS number and the Georgia MLS. So we are an FMLS office, so we are contractually obligated to put all of our listings in FMLS. So make sure you add the listing here. Now, I do want to point out, let's say you are working with a property that's off market and there is no FMLS number. You can add that into your notes in the commission. This is not listed in FMLS, and the MCA office will know that you don't need to be charged the FMLS fee. So just type in the FMLS number, which is going to be something like this. And then the same thing with the Georgia MLS, whatever that number is there. Coaching fee owed. So if you are in productivity coaching, you would select yes. I'm going to select no because I'm not in it. And then if you use a contract to close vendor, so like the closing company, the closing department, the Churchwell group, if you're using them, you can go ahead and you can type in their information here. Churchwell group, and the fee, to say it's $300. Perfect. Now the office will be able to cut a check directly to the Churchwell group. Earnest money is KWFA holding. Select yes or no. So since this is a listing, I'm not holding it. But it's going to ask who the holder is, and I'll just say, let's do Harry Norman Eastcott. All right. EM status, and let's just say do client to deliver. Are you paying a referral fee here? So if you are paying a referral to another agent, either in our office or any other Keller Williams or really any other real estate office, you would click yes or no here. And then you would fill out the referral amount. And then here it's going to say, please note you must submit a W-9 for the referring broker in your opportunity. So if you are actually paying a referral, make sure you get that W-9. And that just has all that brokers, that other brokerages tax information on it for the MCA office. Should we also note clear to close vendors payment on an earlier screening command where we added the deductions for the home warranty? You can do that there. I think this is sufficient here if you're using contract to close, but you certainly can. So I'm going to click no here because I'm not paying a referral. Then I would come here and I would type in any extra comment so I could put any additional information. I could type in the notes again that I had previously in the commissions tab, add anything else here. And then I'd click sign. And then once I've clicked sign here, and so I filled in all the information I've signed, my next step would be to click finish. And when I click finish, this is automatically going to send this document over to Kyle and Becca in the MCA office. So they're going to have that email notification. It's like, all right, Nick has submitted a contract. We have all the information that we need for that specific contract and the listing. They're good to go to get started working on my commission. Now, I'm not actually going to click finish because I don't want to send this over to them since this isn't a real contract, but that is the steps from start to finish on how to start in command, add your documents, go through and add your offers, the commissions tab, and then fill in the notice of contract. What questions do you have? What clarifications can I provide for this training this morning?
I know you're recording, and can we retrieve this recording?
Yes, so I will upload this to the KW First Atlanta official YouTube channel. I'll do that today so you can check it out there, and I'll also include it in my weekly Friday email that I send out Friday afternoons.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Nick, it's Penny here. I asked you this earlier. In terms of the listing agreement and the affiliated marketing notices, et cetera, so that does need to be submitted as soon as we get that signed from the sellers, right? When you submit it, Does it say submit or submit to MCA?
So in documents, it just click, it says, excuse me, submit to MC. So submit to
Got it, okay,
center.
okay,
So this is, but it actually just goes to Lynn and Alita.
got it, okay. And then, once they approve it, will I see, will I get an email, or if I just go into command, will I see that it was approved?
So when you go into command, you'll see that it's approved. You'll get the notification here.
Got it.
You have the Kelly app downloaded on your phone
Mhm.
and you're logged in. It will send you an update saying compliance event complete, documents reviewed and approved.
Got it. And then does it show pending or anything? Because here it says requirement, it just says required, but would it show pending until it gets approved?
Yeah, so it will show submitted here,
Okay,
and then it would show reviewed, approved, or denied.
got it.
And if
Okay.
it's denied, there'll be a little text, like a little box right here with 3 dots. And Lynn and or Alita will put in a note that says, this is what you need to update on this form for it to be compliant.
Got it. Thanks, Nick.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
Nick, I have a question. This is Mo.
Yeah.
Do you know where we can find the deposit link that you said that they're gonna update the system with?
Yeah, I can send you a link. I'm working with the, actually, there's 2 trainings for Deposit Link this month. Or actually, yeah, I think this later on this month. So those, look for those on the calendar. And then once you go through that training, you'll receive a link that you can set up your account.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else? All right, well, if there aren't any questions now, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can call, email, text me. I'm always happy to help. Happy to help you walk through submitting documents, commissions, all that. If you have specific questions about your submitting commissions and any accounting specific information, I would recommend going directly to Kyle or Becca. They're usually really quick and can get back to you almost immediately with an answer. But always, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. Well, have a great rest of your morning, and I appreciate you joining me.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Nick.